Tech fans, what's good? Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's time to go through these Georgia Tech targets. We're going to talk commitments, and we're also going to talk about the finalists for some of these. Now, when I say commitments, we're talking about commitment dates, all right? So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to go through all this and let y'all know the 411. All right, let's start with Craig Dandridge. I got a pretty good relationship with him. Now, y'all going to believe me? Some of y'all going to believe me. Some of y'all not going to believe me. But I knew his top 6 back in May, all right? I knew this when I went to go visit them. Me and him talked. I knew his top. But again, I wasn't going to break the top 6 because I know he was looking for something specific and he was looking for a graphic. I couldn't really deliver that. But as you guys can see, this is the top 6. Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Stanford, Georgia, Florida, and obviously Oklahoma, right? Now, real interesting here, he's trending towards Georgia, right? But Tech has a real shot here. You know what I'm saying? Again, we know about the mass exodus that's about to happen here after this season with Malik Rutherford, Dean Patterson, Eric Rivers, yada, yada, and so on, right? Dandridge is special. Dandridge has a chance to play early. You know what I'm saying? I think if he goes to Georgia, I know they're going to call me crazy, but he already moves different, right? And he's already taken some precipitous steps forward in his game. And college coaches are salivating. Georgia, he might have to sit for a little bit. Now, that's not a question of his talent. That's just what they have, right? And the young guys in the 2025 class and so on and so forth. Dandridge can go in and potentially get playing time early with Tech. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee's interesting to see what kind of happens with Mike Matthews if he has that breakout season. Travis Smith Jr., some of those guys that got as transfers, right? Stanford, I think a place you can go and play early. You know what I'm saying? Easily. Florida's interesting, you know what I'm saying, because Florida probably have to wait a little bit. Nashawn Montgomery, Fernell Brown, right? Dallas Wilson, got some guys. Could be some time. Oklahoma, place you can go and potentially play. So now if you Tech and you coach McKnight, I just think all that matters here, the playing time, how much you're going to use him in the offense, the scheme, and all that good stuff. If you're going to play him, I think you have a position chance to land him. So Tech has a bigger chance than people think in this commitment. And I think, depending on what Coach McKnight, Coach Faulkner wants, there could be a decision where you see him commit, and then they go and they push hard for him towards the end. So keep it locked on that. Next up, did an article on this on SI. Y'all go check that out. Chris Carbin of Hillgrove announced his obviously top 5. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Baylor, Louisville, and then Mississippi State. Now, this kid had a pretty good season for Hillgrove. They had a turnaround, went 11-2 this past year, 49 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, did his thing. Had one game he absolutely cooked. I think it was against Marietta. 6 tackles. He had a sack, forced fumble recovery, and a pass deflection all in the same game, right? So he's one of those guys, he gets in that groove, he gets going, look the hell out. He can take over a game. That's how special and how good this kid can potentially be. Now, in terms of his recruitment, I'm not too sure. I don't have as close a relationship with him as I have with Dandridge and some of the other guys. But I do think this is a chance that Georgia Tech definitely has. Now, they've been trending with some guys that's in-state. You know, Drake Quinn's another one. You know what I'm saying? That obviously out of Greater Atlanta Christian. So here, it's just all about that preference, right? Now, you look at in terms of who maybe can pop more, who has maybe more upside, you probably go with Drake Quinn, right? You look at kind of Chris Carbin, really good player. Potential player you have to put a little bit more work into. You know what I'm saying? Quinn can probably be a plug-and-play guy early. So it all depends on what you want to do here. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's good. You know what I'm saying? I just think on the next level, it'll probably take him a little bit of time, right? Getting adjusted to it, right? Everything like that. But the kid can play, right? So Tech also has a good shot at this one. 3-star prospect, in-state, Hillgrove, not far from Atlanta. Y'all know the rest, man. So Tech is also, I think, in good standing with this one as well. All right, last but not least, very interesting, right? With the top 4, we can talk about Dorian Barney. Now, Arvon Bacon, the Bacon Network, did a really good report, right? And he was talking about the schools and all that good stuff. He had the 411 in the Insight, had over 15K on X. Y'all go check out that interview, right? At Bacon Network. Check it out. Now, this is his top 4. Michigan, Georgia Tech, Texas A&M, Penn State. What's interesting is Colorado is not in his top 4. That was a team that kind of emerged late for him. It looked like they could potentially try to push for him, but they're not even in the top 4, right? And he's also set a date for July 5th. That's when he's officially going to commit, right after the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? So that's another interesting date to think about as well. I think the team to circle here, though, is Penn State, right? He just feels and seems like, in my humble opinion, a Big Ten type of cornerback, right? Long, rangy guy, athletic. I've seen him a couple times in person. I have not seen him since he's put on the Carrollton uniform, but when he was with Peachtree Ridge, I've seen him multiple times. Kid's very long, athletic, can jump routes, exceptional instincts, and ball skills. But it feels like, to me, this is a Big Ten type of guy. So I would say humbly, don't have any intel, don't have any insight. I think it's between Michigan and Penn State. That's just my personal opinion. Now, that could change. We will see. The only reason I don't put Georgia Tech in there, and even though it isn't in the top 4, they have 3 corners. I don't know the likelihood they're going to go with 4 corners, right? Because I don't see Ladarius Carmody. I don't see Travis Stevenson. I don't really see Jaden Terry potentially moving to safety, right? They're still looking to get that position. So I think this is a situation where they would get too crowded. Or let's say they do take Barney. Let's say Barney does commit to Tech, right? One of those guys I think would potentially drop. Out of those 4, somebody's going to drop. Out of that 3 that they got early on. Whether that's Travis Stevenson with him getting all the buzz, whether that's Crumity, whether that's Jaden Terry. Somebody's going to drop off, unfortunately, because I doubt they take 4 corners. Again, I could be wrong. This is just my personal opinion and what I think. But nonetheless, we're going to see what he does. That's his top 4. But it feels to me it's between Michigan and Penn State. Could Tech make a late run? Potentially. But I feel like he is a Big Ten corner and it has it written all over him. But comment down below. Do you think Tech can land any of these 3 guys that I just mentioned in this video? Comment more video ideas you want to see. See y'all soon. Peace.